Can you tell me a little bit about your partnership with Bounty?
Yeah, I'm grateful to be a partner with Bounty. I love to grill outside on my deck. I'll be making hamburgers, hot dogs, and sometimes I'm a little clumsy, knock over the ketchup or a drink or something. But luckily, one sheet goes a long way with Bounty, so I'm always bringing the roll of Bounty outside, and it was a great partnership because it worked out.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I did learn about your love for grilling. Like, what started that love for outside grilling for you?
Yeah, I mean, I just like to be outside in general. Um,
Hmm.
so whenever I'm just outside, I'm listening to music, enjoying nature, and then obviously grilling just adds to the whole dynamic of it. And so I'm always happy to grill outside to bring my bounty out there, and then we're all good.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you have some can't miss items that you must have or you think that fans should have for their perfect tailgate party?
First and foremost, they need some good like hot dogs or hamburgers. With the ketchup, you got your bounty rolls for sure. And you need some drinks of choice. It depends how rowdy you want to get. So whether it's hard liquor or just some beers, you need something to get tailgate with for sure. Maybe some chicken, honestly. A
Mhm.
soccer ball for sure to play with. Yeah, that's what I'm kind of thinking.
Absolutely. That's a good list. That's a good list. And I think fans will appreciate that. I want to get into like your profession, right? So you play soccer professionally, and I want to know like what was your reaction to being called for the US national team? Congratulations on that, by the way.
Yeah, it's always like an honor to represent the US. It's something I've always kind of dreamed of since I was a little kid. So for it to come into fruition now and then in the past as well, it's like one of those things you don't really recognize how much of a big deal it is until after the fact. And I think even my younger self would be pretty like amazed of the things I've accomplished. But I think I still got a long way to go, and I still have some things I want to cross off my list. But overall, just grateful.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think now that soccer is like a huge sport, like overseas as well, but I think in the US, especially now that we have the World Cup this year, what are some things that like some new fans should know about soccer before the big World Cup kickoff later in the summer?
I mean, I think they should recognize it's the biggest sport in the world.
Of
They have
course.
to understand that every nation in pretty much every corner of the globe, loves this sport. It's so beautiful for so many reasons, but like one reason is that it's not really black and white at all. It's filled with gray areas when you're playing. It's not just, you know, you hike the ball and it's 11 versus 11, or it's not just like every play it's 5 on 5 and you shoot a hoop. There's so many different aspects of the game that make it every game different, which makes it so beautiful because it becomes kind of like life itself, because it's not, life is very much not black and white. There's so many gray areas that you can, debate about and things like that. So it's one of those things that, and also the passion of the fans is like next level when it comes to other cultures. So I think American fans need to recognize that as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. Even personally, I went over to Brazil early last year, and I went to a soccer game. It was amazing. The energy that you feel in the crowd is absolutely insane. You really cannot compare it to any other sport here. Honestly,
Exactly.
it's insane.
Exactly. It's true. It's true.
What, speaking of your position as a center back, like what is some of the key skills that you think that are really effective in today's game?
I think it's about kind of recognizing the situation that you're in, and feeling the momentum of the game, and being able to either like slow down the momentum for your team or speed it up when you think your team could score. It's kind of like those small moments that like the average fan might not notice, but it's about like controlling the pace and the momentum of the game to
Mm,
try to ensure that the opponent doesn't have like an opportunity that hasn't even happened yet.
absolutely. So far in your career, like who has been like some of the strikers that have been the toughest to defend?
I mean, like early on, I had trouble defending Josie Altidore. He was like
Mm,
a legend, like U.S. men's national team legend. So that was kind of like the
mm,
first one that came to mind when I thought of.
mm,
Also, like Cucho, he was a good player when he was on the team, in the league. He was on Columbus. But like early in my career, I was always defending Joseph Martinez in practice. He was
mm,
on my team, but I was a young
mm,
player on the second team, kind of defending him, and he was one of the best players at that time, and he was definitely tough as well.
mm. What have you like learned from defending those players as well, like for your own skill set?
Yeah, I think at least with Josie, he uses his body really well, so he kind of can fend off defenders, and he kind of reads the game really well. And with like Joseph and Cucho, they're very explosive in their short, quick movements. So they like
Mhm.
run into space very well. So they kind of envision where the ball is going to be before it goes there, and they're kind of quick. So they have the like a very explosive first step. So you kind of have to like be very light on your toes to kind of defend them.
Absolutely. Do you have a like a pregame ritual that you always go to? Like, what's a part of that if you do have one?
Yeah, I use like a lacrosse ball to roll out my feet. I have like icy hot, and I like put that all over my body or like my lower body, icy hot. And then I'll do
Mhm.
like a pregame like meditation, get my
Nice,
mind right.
nice, it's
Autumn,
nice.
we got time for one more quick one.
Awesome, awesome. Lastly, what do you think this generation of US players can prove internationally?
I think this generation can prove that we can play with anyone, that we're an elite talent, in an elite group, just like any other, country that you might think of as elite. I think it's a group that kind of likes to play with our backs against the wall almost, and likes for you to think that we aren't gonna be successful, but we actually are because we got a lot of like dogs on the team that are willing to fight and claw for everything. So I think that's kind of what we're going to prove.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me today.
All right. Appreciate it.
No problem.